Morning all. Okay, on the Thursday just gone, 2nd of May, I was playing Francis Chin, so Muswell again at home playing against Hackney Chess Club. So I was white against Francis. I played e4. He's slightly higher rated at 192 ECF. I'm just under 190 at the moment. So he played the French defense. Let's flip the board actually. So I was white, e4, e6, and I played actually d4 here, d5, and I went into the winnower variation, knight c3, so inviting a winnower, or if he wanted to play knight f6 classical. So he played actually bishop b4 though, so we have now the winnower variation, e5, c5. I don't know, usually I tend to win a lot of games statistically in the winnower. Maybe it's the name, it's a bit of optimism, win. So we play the winnower, okay. So a3, bishop takes c3 check, b takes c3, and now queen c7. So black is prepared to meet queen g4, for example, with f5 if needed, protecting g7. Okay, I played actually knight f3 here, which I'm not sure gives white too much potential for a big advantage. Black's got a very solid position. He plays knight e7. Now after bishop d3, black doesn't want to routinely castle here. There might even be a Greek gift on h7 potentially. He plays actually b6 just to try and get rid of this dangerous bishop. Very logical move. And okay, in this position I think most players just ignore that though, they just castle. For example, I think castling bishop a6, just taking queen e2, this sort of thing, and white can look forward at least to this diagonal. The structure is okay, potentially c4 and the c-file is a problem, but this diagonal might compensate a little bit. It's a line and strategy which the legendary Bobby Fischer used to play against the French defence sometimes. So okay, but after b6 I decided to get really creative here and try and discourage bishop a6 tactically. I think I had this emphasis on trying to before this game try to prepare at least for forcing moves, given my defeat, crushing defeat the week before against Richardson on the video previous to this on the channel. So it's this morning going over these two games. I thought it would be a good idea, one after the other, to show the change. I just wanted, at least if I wasn't going to play good strategically, to at least try and look at forcing moves during this game. And but this is not a good move. I wouldn't try this move at home. This next move, d takes c5. Okay, it has got a tactical idea, but it's damaging my pawn chain. e5, I'm now condemning to be a pawn sacrifice. After b takes c5, rook b1. So the idea is that if he plays bishop a6 immediately, that I might have rook takes b8. But this isn't so clear anyway, because the bishop can be potentially trapped in this position in any case. It gets a little bit tricky here after this. So this is not even preventing bishop a6. I think he might have been able to play it here. But even worse is that black can actually play c4. If black plays c4, driving the bishop back, then testing this pawn sack is interesting. Although I've got this bishop here, I'm not really sure there's sufficient compensation if I was losing this centre pawn here, like this. I don't think it's such a big deal, this position, to have the bishop here. So black should be a little bit better here. In this sort of position, I'm not sure there's sufficient compensation. But in the game, funny enough, he played knight g6. Okay, and I castled now, and now we see bishop a6 again. There's this invitation for rook takes b8, but I try and sharpen things up here. I don't want to go into that line with rook b8, even though the engine actually suggests there might be it might be an opportunity for a small advantage. Amazingly, after rook takes b8, rook takes c4. There's actually a4 here in this position because it's to do with this diagonal and the king being in the center still. Then actually bishop b5 check and bishop a3 quite dangerous. So for example like this, and also the bishop's got d6 here. So this kind of position is actually, if I counterset the bishop, is given by the engines as okay. But anyway, no, I'm not really interested in rook b8. I play c4 and things get crazy now. Maybe he should have taken here. He played actually d4. And now I notice, well, tactically, actually, I can do something interesting tactically here, relating to this a6 bishop and this tactical idea. I played c3, so I'm actually threatening rook takes b8 and queen a4 check to pick up the a6 bishop potentially. He plays knight d7, and now even more tactical intensity for this game. I play knight g5. Offering e5, but there's dangers now in this position. If he castles, there's queen h5, for example, just on h7, and there's knight e6 after. It might be quite dangerous to castle here, like this. Knight takes e6, when g6 is being undermined and I'm forking. So routinely castling doesn't seem too palatable. He does take on e5 now. Knight d takes e5. And I attack the rook, and he offers that rook as an exchange sacrifice now by castling. Okay, now I think this is quite a good move now. Instead of just accepting the exchange sack, because it's going to be for another pawn as well, I actually play f4, attacking this e5 knight, and so there's this threat potentially of queen h5, which is really quite worrying to black. But you know, there's other forcing moves as well as queen h5, like queen a4. But he addresses queen h5 in particular with knight d7. So if queen h5 here, there's just knight f6 to repulse the queen. I don't think there's any big deal on the king side. But with knight d7, I choose instead queen a4. It's quite funny, there's these two options lurking here. You can defend one, but can you defend the other? So queen a4 hitting the bishop, which is rather awkward here. It's protecting the pawn, and if the bishop goes back, he's dropping an entire rook. And if the knight protects, then I just take the rook. If knight b6, queen takes a6. I mean, what can actually black do here after queen a4? He does offer the rook, bishop c8. I take the rook. After knight b6, I did a few calculations on queen c6, but then decided, well, the simplest is just rook takes b6. And thankfully, well, he resigned here. I thought I'd still have some difficulties, maybe even just a piece up, but he actually resigned here. So a short victory, which compensates for the short loss the week before, exactly the same venue, home at Muswell Hill Chess Club. So a very tactical game here. It turns out that queen c6 might actually be playable as well. After queen b8, the engine comes up with c takes d4 is not too bad for white here. So because this knight is pinned, if queen takes a8, then there's rook takes b6 tactical. But there's no need to do this when there's a simple rook takes b6 gives a simple advantage. So yeah, it's a very, very tactical game on the Thursday just gone. So I was pleased with that. It's my second win. I've had one draw, and I've had quite a few losses in this league, in this particular league, compensated by another league, thankfully, the Hertfordshire League to a large extent. Yeah, it's been a very difficult league this season. I'm hoping. Unfortunately, I think the team's on the verge of relegation. Unless we beat King's Head, we're going to be relegated to Division 2, because there's actually two teams relegated from Division 1 now each year, so it makes it more exciting, dynamic, the flow. But yeah, it's been interesting, this league this season. Okay, comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.